What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackers, bringing you guys the next matchup in the this is the upgraded tournament. The other tournament's done. I don't know where I got that from. But yes, we're back. Upgraded tournament, new matchup, new results to go over. So first and foremost, anybody that just had the holiday weekend, hopefully had a great weekend. Just got back from mini vacation, I guess. But yeah, had some fun. Just kind of, vacation stuff. Awesome stuff. But we're back. We here for business, so let's get to it. If you're new and you're wondering what this is, we took 48 characters, put them into a tournament on the premise of being upgraded into playable characters. So assist trophies, spirits, me costumes, all that sort of stuff. Something that could be upgraded into playable character status. Well, that's what this whole tournament is for. So before we get to the voting, there are a few rules that we do need to follow. Don't worry, they're simple. And rule number 1, you have to be open-minded for this tournament. Why do you have to be open-minded? Well, because you got to be open-minded to the fact that there's a possibility, not a guarantee, but a possibility that we could get an upgraded character again in the Fighter's Pass. Again, no guarantee, but there's a possibility it could happen again. Next rule, you only get 1 vote per person, all right? Keep that fair, 1 vote per person. How do you vote, though? Simple. Down in the comments, type the name of the character you are voting for. Just simply type the name. That's all you got to do for a vote. You can vote for both characters, however. If you really like both characters, you could vote for both by simply typing the word both. Totally fine. Rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning the character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated from the tournament, and then once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each individual match. If there happens to be a tie in the votes, flip a coin on camera, fairest way to break a tie, and then each match voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week. Those are the rules. Let's get to the rest of the video. Alright, so we got to go over the results real quick, and it is a loser bracket matchup, so somebody else is being eliminated. So the matchup that we're going over is from last week, obviously. It was between Elma from Xenoblade taking out Crystal from Star Fox, and unfortunately one of these females had to lose, and the loser ended up being Elma. She has been eliminated. Crystal with 33 votes, Elma only 17, so a few people did say that they would prefer Rex and or Pyra, some combination of Rex over Elma, so I guess that's the reasoning, I suppose. But unfortunately, Elma's done. Crystal moves on for at least 1 more match, because again, loser bracket. You lose from here, you're done. But we're not done because we got the new matchup for the day. So we got a few good matchups coming up this week. So first up, today's matchup, Captain Toad, one of the last, I feel, true remaining Nintendo All-Stars, just in Nintendo in general, is taking on Tails from the Sonic series. So, again, it sucks because, I've kind of gone back and looked at older tournaments. Captain Toad always gets matched up with, some heavy-hitting characters, big-time matches. Captain Toad's really never had I don't want to say an easy walkthrough, opponents, but, there's some characters you look at in my tournaments and it's yeah, they ain't going to go far at all. Captain Toad doesn't really get those. I mean, he gets the heavy hitters one after another. It's just dang. But Captain Toad does very well in these tournaments for who he's put up against. Finishes in the top half. So, he gets eliminated maybe a little early, but it's always because of characters that he's facing, and that's no different today. So if you're a fan of Captain Toad, or if you're a fan of Tails, make sure you get your votes in, because again, you got 1 week. But Captain Toad, again, like I was stating, one of the last true remaining Nintendo All-Stars, at least in my eyes, just Toad in general, right? I think a lot of us could agree on that. Now, is that really, if that was still a thing, wouldn't Captain Toad or some playable version of Toad be in the roster by now as a playable character? Well, yeah, so maybe Nintendo isn't necessarily looking at characters to add into Smash Bros., at least for DLC. Maybe it's not really their focus. It's not all right, who's got a long history with us? Who's got, who is a Nintendo All-Star? And if that's the route they would take, Captain Toad's a lock by no arguments. Captain Toad's got to be in there. Dixie Kong could make a very strong case for Bandana Waddle Dee as well, but, Captain Toad, the fun thing about him is he's got a great moveset from his game. It's not like he can't do anything. And again, I don't know, because I don't know where to actually check this, because I can't find anything on it. But in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, he can't jump. but I've heard from a few different people the reason he can't jump is because his backpack is heavy. Okay, so we'll just take that as... I mean, he's still going to be wearing the backpack if he were to be a playable character in Smash Bros. But just say, all right, his backpack's no longer heavy. He can jump, right? We can get over the idea of this character can't jump, right? Because I don't think Olimar, or there's some characters that can't jump. We've had characters that have come into Smash Bros. Without a moveset entirely, and Sakurai has worked his magic and made him happen. So, kind of, getting over the hump of a certain little, well, maybe that can't quite work. Yes, Captain Toad can absolutely work. Again, moves from his game. I kind of mentioned the same stuff, but it's like the easy, the very basic stuff that you would expect. He's got his bulbous head. He's got the headlamp, so you could do that could be like his up tilt little quick headbutt or something. He's got a pickaxe. He got turnip pluck. So if you really wanted to do that, take that from Peach and Daisy, easy. He's got a mine cart. He's got actual treasure. Maybe something with a treasure chest. I don't know. Like there's stuff you can do with Captain Toad that's very simple and very just the character. It just it works, right? So it's kind of like, all right, people know who it is. Lots of people say he's a Nintendo All-Star. He's got moveset. He's still relevant. I don't really think relevancy has anything to do with anything anymore. It's just like Nintendo likes a character. Who cares where they're from? Relevant or not, does not matter. So, I mean, regardless of that, he's got everything. Really, he really does. And I still think he's not my number one most wanted Mario character by any means, but like I feel kind of cheated a little bit, right? We get a Piranha Plant before we get a playable Toad. Nothing against Piranha Plant. It's just, shouldn't Toad be a little higher in the pecking order? I mean, right? It just kind of makes sense. So I don't know. Maybe Toad does. Maybe Captain Toad gets his chance in Smash DLC. Could be. Maybe we're in for a lot of first-party characters. Again, Captain Toad fits first party, right? Nintendo's game, after all. They'll decide, I guess they already have, but they'll decide who they want to put into the game. Do they want to go all first party? Do they want to go majority first party? Half and half? I don't know. But if they do go third party, and we're going to talk about, upgraded whatevers again, got to talk about Tails, right? Like, if we just take my tournaments, for example, the few that Tails has participated in, he's always gone very far in tournaments. If I'm remembering correctly, tournament over a year ago, he finished like second or third place. He's had a few top 10 finishes. So like, this is still a character the community still wants to see. The whole Sonic deserves a second rep. Yep, we've beaten that horse too. We know that by now. Sonic deserves a second rep. If any third-party franchise deserves a second playable rep before anybody else, it probably should have been Sonic, right? Mario and Sonic, Nintendo and Sega. How many times have they worked together? They're just like, yeah, sure, okay, right? They get together so often. It's just kind of maybe a little weird that we don't have two playable reps, but maybe Nintendo just doesn't want a second Sonic rep. I don't know. They're the ones making the decisions. Not me. If I was making the decision, we'd have a second playable Sonic character. Now, I don't know if I would choose Tails, Shadow, Eggman, or, Knuckles, or somebody else. I don't know. But Tails, though, he's got the moveset. Again, just like Toad. Captain Toad. Moveset, check. Popularity, check. Relevancy, check. Even though, again, it's not real. I don't think anyone could say, yeah, they're relevant. That means they're in the conversation. I mean, look at how many characters that we've gotten just in Smash Ultimate that have been irrelevant, that are in the roster now. It's just like, all right, yeah. I'm really harping on this irrelevancy thing, but like, I keep seeing people bring that up, and it's like, why? Relevancy hasn't really been a factor for like anything. Like, can we just set that aside? So, I don't know. We know the story with Tails, right? Sonic's best friend. I already mentioned Nintendo and Sega working well together, so I don't know. See, the only thing that maybe is a tiny bit weird, that maybe would say no for Tails, is the fact that he ended up becoming a purchasable, a DLC Mii costume, if I'm remembering correctly. Didn't he come with Joker? I think so. Or he's like one of the very first DLC packs of the Mii costumes. So maybe that's holding them back. But I still don't... Like, you could buy the Mii costume for, what, 75 cents? But they could turn around and say, okay, well, how about an actual playable character version of the character? If I bought the Mii costume and I like Tails, hence why I would buy the Mii costume, I'm not going to be upset in the slightest that they would end up making him an actual playable character as well. So what? I spent 75 cents on a Mii costume. Okay, that's fine. If you're going to give me the playable character with it as well, that's great. Like, that's always an argument I hear as well. Like, well, they can't do this. They can't make this character because they're a Mii costume, because people would then be upset that they have the actual playable character. How do you, if you support a character and they give you some version, like a Mii costume, if they give you that and then you buy that, how would you be upset or angry that later down the line they're like, oh, here's the actual playable character? I don't understand that. Like, that's it's a weird argument for me. But for me, for my vote, I'm going Captain Toad. I still feel the Nintendo All-Star. That's, maybe it's not a thing to Nintendo. That's fine. To me, I guess that's the main factor why I'm voting for Captain Toad. I just feel like should have been playable on the roster by now. Captain Toad's got my vote. Let me know who you guys got down in the comments. Toad, Tails, or both. It's all for this one today. Do have a second video today. It's a bit of an interesting one. It has to do with raid bosses. Kind of. You'll see. But let's go for a sneak peek for tomorrow. Sneak peek for tomorrow. The matchup results that we will have is going to be from Gardevoir, who's taking on the Octolings. Then the matchup for tomorrow is another good one. Tomorrow's matchup, we have Rayman, who's the subject of a lot of talk right now. I think for good reason. But his opponent, Chun-Li from Street Fighter. So that should be a fun, good matchup tomorrow. But that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully catch you on the next one. Peace out, buddy.